And we are back with a bonus episode for you because our last episode we talked about old songs versus new songs, and I think people have a lot of questions about how to introduce new songs, or at least in our churches usually it's the introducing new songs that we kind of have most questions about. But also to note that some old songs can be new songs. Basically, we're talking about unfamiliar songs. They have not sung it before. We're not talking about new as in like up to date, although it could be that. So let's just quick fire kind of the top ways or some key things to bear in mind when you're introducing new songs and how to do it, you know, in honoring way to our leaders and our congregations.
Yeah.
Right.
I think first of all, you must know, I mean, different churches will have different processes, right? So certain churches need new songs to be run by, whether it's leadership or worship pastor. So make sure that you go through the proper channels, and if there are conversations around why you want to have the new song. In fact, actually, it's a good thing when you go through leadership, because then you can ensure that what you're serving up in terms of worship songs is theologically sound. And I think that's always a good thing to do, to really look through lyrics, make sure that they are theologically correct. Okay, because you are placing those words in the mouths of your congregation. Yeah. So if you think about it like if let's say we are dietitians and we are putting those things in the mouths of the people, we don't want to give them anything that's heresy or poison or whatever. Yes. You know, we need to serve up rich
due
food.
diligence, please.
Yeah.
For lyrics.
So process. Know the process of introducing songs within your church and follow them in an honoring way. Of course, if there are conversations as to could we change this a bit, have those conversations, but must come under submission to leadership.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe also like sharing with your pastors why you want to choose this song, like what's really the heart, what you feel, what's kind of the revelation for that particular week that you feel that this song really captures. And the other consideration is when in the set you introduce a new song.
Yeah. Never introduce a new song at the end of a set.
Yeah. Imagine everyone is so worshipful, so in it already, like Lord Jesus, and then new song, then suddenly their eyes look up and they're like, okay, someone, there's a lot of words, so I need to
put my hand down
and then look at the lyrics again
and close your mouth. So you got to think of the fact that when you introduce a song, the congregation has to learn the song. Some people are very good at learning the song as you sing it, but more often than not, they don't. They will listen first, and so they will not sing as they are listening to you. So if you think about that, if you introduce too much, too often, you can be, in that sense, silencing your congregation. So you must be very mindful about that, you know. And some. So I'll never introduce a new song at the end of a set. You know, I want people to be fully engaged, you know, in the set. And it doesn't mean that it has to only be a slow song, but it can be even fast songs that they are familiar as a response, declarative. But I will only introduce a song either at the start or really close to the start, or the start of a more worshipful segment within the song. Yeah. Sometimes I would actually explain.
Yeah, we're gonna sing a new song today.
And sometimes even teach. So, you know, I'm gonna sing the chorus for you now, and then we will let's sing it together. You know, so there is a way to sort of not just teach them, but get them to learn it quickly as well, and then get them singing the song. Yeah. That's one thing that we do. How about your side?
There are a lot of ways. Let's talk about ways, right? That we can introduce new songs then. So teach. So we often do it at the start of the service. Like, we're going to sing a new song today. And then we're like, going to sing the chorus. And then, praise the Lord, oh my soul. Or sing along. Praise. Yeah, okay, we do that. Okay, we all know how to do that. Okay, it's great. Another way that I do is to sing it at altar call. Talked about it in a previous episode. But like, I feel like sometimes response songs, like, if you have a new song on your heart that really captures kind of what the sermon was about, usually people are more forgiving when it's an altar call song, because they are responding to God, right? Like,
Yeah.
and the purpose of it is not really the unifying aspect of it in worship and things like that. So they are okay. It's okay for them to just be ministered to by your singing, right? So they don't have to necessarily sing along. So altar call is one. And my church does pre-service worship. So sometimes before the actual worship set begins, before the pastor comes up to welcome everyone, there is a pre-service segment. So sometimes we introduce the new songs there just to familiarize people with the song. And then maybe later on we will sing it in the actual worship set because they're really familiar with it.
Yeah. Also utilize like smaller platforms. If let's say you have a leaders meeting that you have the chance to, maybe because my leaders meeting is not very big, but if you have a very huge like 400 leaders meeting, then it's like a service. But smaller platforms to introduce these songs.
Cell groups.
Yeah, cell groups,
Social media.
Like worship team gatherings. Introduce them to your worship team and make sure that your worship team knows them so that they have also like worked through the words themselves before as a team we lead them.
Yeah. And my church is small, so we have a WhatsApp chat. So sometimes we send the new songs in the WhatsApp chat. Like, we're going to sing this tomorrow. Like, and for people who genuinely like prefer to know kind of new songs beforehand, they can go and listen.
Yeah.
I know some churches have a Spotify playlist that they put kind of songs they want to sing in this season in. So they'll put this playlist out. So there's an option for you. Create like your church playlist and put the songs that you're kind of contending with in the season.
Yeah. Or even some churches also put that Sunday's playlist up. So if there was a new song that was sung, the song is on a playlist that people can access. And the thing about learning is repetition, right?
Yeah.
And we
Just keep singing the
we have to
chorus
keep
again and
singing. we have to keep singing. So if I introduce one song, I will tell my team the next week, can we pick up the song again? So that the congregation gets to sing it again and again. And I think at least 3 times before they absorb the song, or will be able to sing the song in a worshipful way.
Yeah. What's the other thought that I had? I forgot.
Background music.
Oh yeah, BGM. You can have it playing at the start of service.
At the start of service, at the end of service.
Basically, we are like subconsciously like new song. Expose them to worship nights that like and a culture of kind of singing unfamiliar songs all the time. I think when you're like, for example, in AG, right? Because we sing so many new songs all the time, like unfamiliar songs all the time. But there is a culture of doing that. People naturally learn how to engage worshipfully, even with new songs. And I find that for myself, like when I sing an unfamiliar song, I'm still in a posture of worship, right? So we're not so easily distracted in that way when we sing a new song, like, oh, a new song, oh no, what is he singing? But understanding that in our churches, not everyone's on that same level and things like that. But if you encourage people to come to worship nights more, or have worship nights in your own churches
well,
where we create smaller platform cultures of like singing new songs and unfamiliar songs, engaging worshipfully even with new unfamiliar songs, that could grow from there. Yeah. It's not always on the Sunday that you have to do the new songs. You can always do it in these smaller things.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else? That's all I have thoughts for, I think.
I don't really know how like the mega churches do it, but I know there are some churches as well who have a curated set of songs like what you said, Del, and they will only introduce one song a month, but they will sing it repeatedly, and then they will come up with another one. And of course, if they are big enough, they can have their own church album. But for the most part, like us, playlists. I think also don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to introduce new songs. Because
and maybe another consideration that we can have for new songs is it singable?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And if it's really very singable, you can trust your congregation to be able to catch it. Like for example, you're worth it all. It's the same lyrics for the whole chorus. You're worth it all, and it's okay because in the chorus they can really engage. Like so it's okay if they're quiet during the verses, but in the chorus they can engage. That's definitely a new song that is easy to catch. So it allows you to kind of choose where in the set you want to introduce. You know, you have less fear of introducing this new song.
Yeah.
Singable.
Sometimes I only introduce choruses first, right? So
Sections.
like with it all, definitely. Sometimes I would introduce choruses like in between. There are singable, congregational, so that they can sing it. They can get used to singing the chorus, and then maybe the next week we will introduce the new song, the whole song.
Good
But
one.
yeah, snippets of the song, and yeah, definitely that's one way.
Right. So, don't say we never say how to introduce new songs. It's just a quick fire bonus episode for you. Those of you who are kind of wrestling with introducing new song, or you are terrified of introducing new songs, or you know you always feel kind of frustrated that you can't introduce new songs. Hopefully that gives you some ways and some considerations on new songs.
Yeah.
Cool. That's all. Sing new songs and sing local songs. Like sing songs of the land too. Like wherever you are. Like sing songs of your land. Okay? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Bye.
Bye.
See you.